What's up YouTube? Jeff back again here from High on Android, dopetechdaily.com, and today I'm bringing you guys a quick unboxing or semi-unboxing and impressions video of the LG V10. Now the reason this is a semi-unboxing is I was waiting for this to come in yesterday. You guys know I've been covering a lot of stuff, and I ordered it from T-Mobile. I ordered it from T-Mobile on Wednesday for overnight shipping. They shipped it overnight. UPS was supposed to deliver this by 3. I got it late last night around 6. They came late, so I couldn't unbox it yesterday and still get a video up. But I wanted to open it up and start doing the review because you guys know I got a lot of devices right now. Wanted to start getting this thing ready to go. So I did open it up and have started playing with it. So this is going to be a look at what's inside the box. I've already taken it out, but I put everything back in the way it was so you guys can see what's in there. And then also some of my impressions and size comparisons to other phones. So if you want to skip to see a comparison with this particular phone, I'm going to compare it to the iPhone6S Plus, Note 5, and the Nexus 6P. I'll link a description. In the description, there'll be an outline so you can check that out. Skip to your favorite part. If you want to see the whole unboxing, all of my impressions, just stay tuned. Let's get into it. So you see here we've got the T-Mobile version. We've got HD voice, of course. You've got the Qualcomm Snapdragon 808. This guy has 4 gigabytes of RAM, whereas the LG G4 only had the 3. You do have the same camera for stills. You've got some new manual video controls that make this thing very appealing if you like to shoot video with your smartphone. You've got the dual screen, so you've got the little ticker display at the top. You've also got the dual camera on the front for the selfies. And those are the majority of the specs. You have the same size battery as in the G4, so some people have complained of battery life because this is now a 5.7-inch Quad HD screen as opposed to a 5.5-inch. So you see there you got some V10 branding on the front. If we go ahead and open up the box, you see the V10 greets you right there. And then you just pull up this flap here, and then the phone falls right out. You guys can see the phone is on, of course, because like I said, I've been using it. And then below that, you just get some documentation, some materials from T-Mobile. You know, books, we don't need those. Put those away. And then I'll show you guys what you get on the other side. Now, what was right here when I took it out, of course, was the battery, because this phone does have a removable battery. That's one of the big selling points of the LG phones. They're really the last of its kind, a dying breed of phones that have the removable battery. So we've got that on deck. That came in the box. And then in addition to that, of course, we've got the power cable right here. And in addition to the power cable right here, we also have the LG branded power brick, of course. Now, the one thing you'll notice, if you look in the box here, you'll notice if you've seen the international unboxing, this is the T-Mobile variant for the US. If you've seen the international unboxing of the V10, if you go check out the unboxing that Max did, for instance, you'll notice that in the international unboxing, you have some headphones inside. And you'll notice here, no headphones. So T-Mobile did not include the headphones. I guess we'll find out when people unbox the AT&T and the Verizon variant if they included any headphones, but there was no headphones in my box. So if you buy the V10 from T-Mobile, you're going to get no headphones. Now, on the flip side of that, the T-Mobile version is only $599 off contract. That's what I paid for it. So, you know, you're paying $100 less than you are on AT&T and about $80 less than Verizon. So maybe you're okay with that. You're getting a discount, but you're not getting any headphones. All right, so let's go ahead and set the box off to the side here. And then let me tell you guys a little bit about the device. So I mentioned a few of the specs, of course. You also got the fingerprint scanner. They show you that. The dual front camera right there as well. And you got your second screen. So go ahead and pull this off, plastic off here. As you can see, again, I've already been using the device. So you can see here I've got my notifications coming up here. You can see here you can got your signature right up at the top, JSpring86. You can edit this custom signature. It comes by default with your name once you sign into your Google account because your name then will be there. Go ahead and clear my notifications out. So far, let's just take a quick tour of the device. You've got these reinforced steel rails around the side, which give you extra durability for the phone. So this phone is supposed to be incredibly resistant to impact, drops, spills, etc. Not shatterproof like the Droid Turbo that Verizon and Motorola released, but it definitely is resistant to scratches. You've got this rubberized texture on the back. You can see this is the black model, so T-Mobile is only stocking the black model. I kind of wanted the gold or the white, but I also didn't want to get this on Verizon because I hate having the Verizon logo here on the back. And also is quite a bit cheaper on T-Mobile for $100. I figure why not? I'll have the black one. So this texture I like quite a bit. You've got some V10 branding here. The bottom kind of similar to how the G4 branding is on the LG G4. Of course, this phone also has the removable back. So this back comes up where you can stick your battery in here. So go ahead and show that. Comes off real easy too, actually, compared to the one on the G4, which sometimes takes a little prying to get up. You got a micro SD slot here. Your nano SIM goes in there. That's also kind of an important point. LG has been using micro SIM for quite a while. They finally switched to nano SIM with the LG V10. So now we have the nano SIM and of course your removable battery there. Let's go ahead and snap back on the battery cover. Let's make sure I snap it all the way on, because whenever I put on a battery cover, there's always someone in the comments that's OCD that we didn't get it all snapped on, and I understand that. There we go. I think it's completely snapped on. All right, so then around front, you can see here on the front, on the bottom and the top, you've got a matte sort of rubbery material there that's also kind of similar to the material on the back, keeps it durable. You can see right here with the LG logo, this is matte, sort of a rubbery material in the screen. Now, one thing I did notice that I think is going to annoy me quite a bit is that if you see right here, there's a gap. It's hard to see on camera, but there's a gap between where the screen meets the rubber part. There's a little tiny gap, and that's collecting some dust. So I've had it in my pocket today. This is my first day of carrying it around. That's definitely collecting dust right there, and that's going to be a little annoying. So that's also at the top as well. There's a little gap between the screen and the rubberized part at the top there. You can see here the secondary screen right there stays on even when the screen is off. Now you can turn the secondary screen off when the screen is off if you want. I'll probably do that because, I mean, you get some notifications and then you get some options here. You can get your camera, toggle your Wi-Fi, get a flashlight, etc. You can change your notification sounds, change interruptions. You can do all that stuff and also see the time, a few other things. You also see your notifications when they start coming in. And that's kind of nice, but I kind of like the screen being all dark while it's off. And then we got the cameras up there as well. The other thing, of course, this thing has a IR blaster up on the top. You guys can see that right there. That's nice because Samsung took the IR blaster off the Note 5 and the Edge Plus. So you can use your LG remote, which comes bundled with it. Overall, I really like the build of the phone. Some people have said it doesn't feel as premium as the Note 5. We'll do a quick comparison in a bit. And that is true because you've got plastic and sort of rubber here instead of metal and glass everywhere. But also this phone's going to be a lot more durable overall. So if you turn it on here, if we take a look, again, we've got the fingerprint scanner on the back. You guys can see how quick the fingerprint scanner is. So if I go ahead and turn that on, it's a super quick fingerprint scanner. I'm really starting to like fingerprint scanners being on the back of my phone. It's much more convenient than having it on the front or on the side like the Xperia Z5. So this fingerprint scanner is quick. One thing I don't like about the fingerprint scanner automatically is that with the Nexus 6P, you can just put your finger here and it'll turn on. You can see if I just put my finger there, nothing on the LG V10. So that's annoying. You actually have to press it, turn on the screen, and then it's lightning fast. But it would be nice, like the 6P, the Nexus 6P, to just have it in your pocket, you grab it, put your finger here, and it turns on, because that's what happens. So that's a little annoying. I got used to that, had that phone for a few days, still using that as my daily driver. This one's going to have to stay on ice for a while. I've just been playing with it a bit today because I'm still in the middle of reviewing the Nexus 6P. But otherwise, another feature I love about LG that the Nexus 6P doesn't have is tap to wake, tap to sleep. That's one of my favorite features to use, and so that makes it convenient to use the fingerprint scanner. I just double tap, and then I use the fingerprint scanner to unlock it. So overall, I love the build quality, actually. I think it's going to be a super durable phone. One thing I did notice is these steel rails here. If you hold your phone in your hand like I do, like this, if you have your finger resting here, this steel rail may bother your pinky or whichever finger you rest here because it is a little beefy. It's kind of thick, and it may end up making your pinky, I don't know, sticking into it, make it a little sore, maybe leave a mark. I noticed that last night when I was using it for about an hour and a half, watching videos and setting everything up. What other impressions? So far, you guys can see I've got 72% battery life, 70% battery left. I took this off the charger this morning. I was teaching this morning, so I haven't been using it, going beast mode on it. We can just do a quick check and see real world what I've got. If we go here, discharging to battery usage, and let's go to screen, check it out. You can see I've got 42 minutes and 38 seconds with about 28% used. So if you project that out, that's really not that great of battery life. That's probably almost 3 hours screen on time, not even that. But again, I'm letting it sit for a while. So one thing I've noticed with the LG phones is they have really poor standby battery. So if you have it on standby, just sitting there, it's not going to get the greatest battery life, but you can still get decent screen on time. So last night I used it, charged it up to 100, and I used it all the way down to 50, and I had gotten about 2 hours and 15 minutes. So that projects out to about 4.5 hours. That's more of what I expect, but people have said the battery life is kind of poor, so it might be closer to 3.5 or 4 hours. I'll definitely have more on that on the full review. Of course, the camera, I haven't had a chance to take a lot of pictures yet last night. In fact, I've only taken like one picture, I think, on here, which was maybe some pretzels. I took that one by default, by mistake. Took a picture of some chocolate-covered pretzels I was eating last night while I was setting it up. I haven't had a chance to get out and take many pics. I just did this video as soon as I got home from teaching today. So I have a lot more to say about the camera. One thing you can say about the camera, of course, is in video mode. You guys can see there, taking a video of me taking a video. If you go through here, you can actually see the manual controls for video mode at the top there, and then you can control a lot of things, your white balance, etc. Of course, at the top, it's sort of giving you all of your information about the video, the resolution you're working in, your white balance, autofocus, your ISO, everything that you would need to take high quality video manually. So of course, that's the upside to this, is you've got the manual camera like you had in the G4, but you've also got the manual video controls in addition to that. So that's something I'll be testing quite a bit in the video, in the full review. So stay tuned for that if you guys are interested in how useful those manual controls really are. I'll put it up against the Note 5 and some others in video and try to see if I can improve on the video quality using the manual mode over whatever is the auto mode on Note 5 or the 6P. So the camera, the screen, of course, it has a little lower PPI than the screen on the, let's go up here, than the screen on the G4, just because it's a bigger screen. And also, you can see that the colors are quite nice again. The display looks beautiful, I think. Not quite as good as the Samsung display, in my opinion, but it's super bright out in sunlight. So I actually compared this earlier today when I was walking to the parking garage from my office. This thing is so much brighter than the Nexus 6P. That is one downfall of the 6P, is that it's not quite the brightest display that you can get out there. All right, so you guys can see the last thing I want to just mention really quick, the secondary screen. You can see I put some apps up here. I've got Instagram, Creator Studio, Play Music. So you can put some custom apps up here. You've also got screen right in your settings, so you don't have to pull down the notification shade to get to your settings. And then if you scroll over, you can see here you've got your most recently used apps. So I've used Instagram, camera. You guys saw we've got the settings there, YouTube, and Gmail. So those are your most recently used apps. And then if you scroll over one more time, you've got your signature right there. So I'm finding the secondary screen to be super helpful so far. I really, really do like it. A lot of people said it was kind of gimmicky. Some people might not like it. For me, I like it because it gives me easy access. It allows me to have more information on the screen. When I'm in an app playing a game and watching a video, I can see my full notifications coming in on the secondary screen. And I've been using it quite a bit. So especially to get to settings, to switch up a quick setting, I don't have to pull down the notification shade. That's incredibly useful. So overall, I'm really liking the LG V10 so far. I think the battery life might be my biggest concern, of course, and then also testing out the camera to see what I think about that. This phone is kind of beefy. It's kind of thick. It's a big phone. There's no doubt about that. So if you don't like a big, thick phone, you may or may not like the LG V10. But so far, the performance has been great. Seems snappy. The 4 gigs of RAM seem to help it deal with UX 4.0 lag a little bit better than the G4. And of course, the Snapdragon 808 is not going to benchmark quite as high as the Snapdragon 810 or the Note 5 with the Exynos processor, but I haven't had any performance issues so far. All right, so that being said, those are some initial impressions. Let me give you guys a quick few size comparisons before I get out of here. So here's the LG V10 and the Note 5 side by side. You can see we've got the V10, it's taller, and of course it's thicker as well. And if we look at the width, comparing them, you can see the V10 is a bit wider as well. So it's a bigger phone in every possible way over the Note 5. The height's not a huge difference, and neither is the width, but the thickness is definitely an appreciable difference. But again, remember, this has a removable battery and removable storage, so you can expand your storage with a micro SD. The Note 5 has neither of those. All right, so let me take a look now at the iPhone 6S Plus versus the LG V10. So actually, the LG V10 and the iPhone 6S Plus, they're about the same height, which is sad because the iPhone 6S Plus is a 5.5-inch display all that bezel makes it the same height. The LG V10 is maybe a little wider than the iPhone 6S Plus. And of course, you can see the thickness. The iPhone 6S Plus is way thinner than the LG V10. And for the last comparison, the most recent phone that I got that I'm currently working on the review of, the Nexus 6P versus the LG V10. These are the two latest phones I got in. You can see the LG V10 and the Nexus 6P are the exact same height for the most part. The V10 is thicker, of course. Again, the 6P has no removable battery, also no expandable storage. And you can see in terms of thickness, they are also about the same thickness as well. In terms of width, I'm sorry. The width is about the same. So the thickness, the LG V10 is a lot thicker, but they're about the same width. So again, one thing I mentioned about the Nexus 6P, I love this phone so far, but the LG V10 screen is so much brighter. You really need to turn the 6P up into full brightness if you want to use this in bright sun like we have here in Arizona. All right, so just some quick comparisons, size comparisons. I'll have more comparison videos coming up with these other big 5.7-inch flagships that I have, comparing them to the V10. If you guys have any questions, please drop them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer the comments below. Also, please hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed the video. It really helps out the channel. You can also find me on Twitter, Google+, at the links in the description. Check out news.highanandroid.com and dopetechdaily.com if you want more great Android news. And we do have a big giveaway coming up with me, Zito Max, and Shane Starnes, all from High on Android. We're going to team up to do a big giveaway. That should be up next week, so look out for that. I appreciate you guys checking out the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.